Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Farm. Thinking right out here in the lab in the wee hours of the morning. It's just now 4 o'clock, my time. Let's do what we do. I got a nice little lesson for you today. This is about, the saying is, a good student makes the best teachers. Excuse me. Good students are the ones that make the best teachers. I was an A student. How am I teaching? Let's talk about it. Right, there's 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories. For life, I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them, I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinker know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get that together. So I asked the question: do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise, follow them. All these persons reside in you, right? Thinkers, know thyself, add to. My God, be true. Right thinkers. P Funk philosophy says it's the good student who makes the best teachers. Well, why you say that? I was a student. Let me tell you how I got to be one. It's a good little quick story. True story. Okay. A lot of people, oh, true story. I see y'all guys, y'all love jailhouse stories. I got 3.5 years of jailhouse stories. You call them war stories. Nobody wants to hear the war story, but y'all just seem to be infatuated about the war stories. I gave you one. I'm gonna give you one now, but this ain't in the war story. This is a true story. But the war story is what you did when you were in prison. Yeah, I'd like to hear about that. I don't know why I'm moving on. I ain't got that time. But education was a must in my house. Okay, I didn't find out until I messed up and I got my ass in line. Why? Because in my house, you had, if you got bad grades, not F's. No, F wasn't even in the grade, and we couldn't get C's and D's. If you got a D, that's like an F in my house. C, yeah, you're all right, but we don't want C's. Okay, okay, that's how I grew up in my household. That was a must. So I didn't take it serious. Yeah, whatever. So I got me a little girlfriend. I went to 7th grade, went from grammar school to middle school. Man, I got me a little girlfriend. Figured out what that thing was. I was off to the, we meet up at school, and by lunchtime, we off to the basement. We off to the basement. One day I gets caught coming out the basement. My aunt, she go tell my parents. The worst ass whooping I got in my life was when that kicked off. It was like October, sometime middle school been in a while, about a month or so, 2 months in. Man, my father took me to school. My mother and father went me to school. I went to go to Clinton Place. They changed classes. You know, you change classes. Man, as soon as I left out of homeroom, I ain't know nothing about China and then I'm gone. I'm going to get mine. So my father took me to school to meet all my teachers. I had all F's. My worst ass whooping was the one playing hooky from school. I got caught in 7th grade at Clinton Place. I had all F's and one I, incomplete, from English. And I never forget my man, Mr. Weiss. I just knew him in name. I never saw him. I never made that class. The whole first month I had for school. I'm on the roster. Him, my algebra teacher, don't know him either. I had 3 teachers I had never seen. And the one class I did go to was my science class because she held the candy store around my house, Miss Hargrove. I never forget her. But I got to be in her class. I forget. Yeah, that one class I went to after the first period in the morning. I would go there and do my thing. So going wasn't a problem. Doing the work wasn't a problem. I was going chasing that thing, and that was the problem. So, young fellas, trust me, been there too. All right. Yeah, seventh grade. Okay, I didn't wait. No, some guys messed up. 12th grade, they decided they want to go crazy. No, I did it early. Well, I got that stuff out the way. So what's this? Now, after 3 months of being on punishment, all right, I made the honor roll. I come home, I got my folk got A's and B's. Okay, now you're free to go and do your thing. I didn't play hooky no more because we took care of that problem. But me being home and studying, and that's what normal. That and how about that? That probably was set the tone for me now. My spare time, all I did was study. Why? I do my homework, get proficient, learn each class. That's study time. Y'all don't do that no more. Nobody studies. Nobody take time to just get a book and moving on. But this is the lessons that I learned early in life. And after 3 months of punishment, I got out the punishment with honor rolls in school, paying my dues. And after that, I became a proficient student. And for the put out was this. And from that point on, I was an honor student. I had no idea why. I just did the work. I didn't try to be all nerdy, no. But I looked around. How many classes are these supposed to be smart people? Dude, you supposed to be one of them. I didn't know that. I was a football player. They think I'm just, I was smart. I look back on it now. Yeah, I had an English teacher. She would make me read every day in English class, which I had no problem with. Again, put me to the point where I had to read. To this day, I'm still reading. See how early life things can set you up. Mr. Miyagi did the best practice of anybody, martial arts. Wax in the car, wax on, wax off. Okay, when he get into a fight, wax on, he do that. Wax off, he do that. Minotaur. I learned how to box by numbers. 1 with the jab, 2 with the right, 3 with the hook. Those are all combinations that if the coach called them out, I'll do them. I had to think about them. All I do, let the coach tell me what to do. My first sport was boxing. All right. And that was taking instructions. Okay, moving on. But in life, you got to be a student. Before you do anything, you got to be a student. I had a good teacher, but I was a good student. Okay, by choice. All right. But I passed my life lessons, okay, as I lived them. Old fashioned way. No, you couldn't scare me. You weren't going to deter me. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And I find out after I do it if it's right or wrong. That was my mindset, and I was good at that. But I was a good student, even in life. If I liked you, if I saw something you had, I'm going to steal that. I'm going to take your character. I would characters steal from everybody I see, especially in the movies. When I first met my first sweetheart, I walked around flipping a 50-cent piece. Remember Frank Sinatra? He was looking at your girl then, whatever that movie was. He was gangster. I wanted to be James Cagney, smash the grapefruit in his girl's face. My uncle, the little guy, he'd jump up and knock people out. So those kind of people I wanted to be like. But I had a Napoleon those short people have a conflict. I didn't know that, but yeah, they had to prove themselves, so they would step up. All right, but I passed my life lesson, did what I had to do. But I was taught the hustle game by my old man, who was a lifelong hustler. When I came around, he was on the decline. He had already did his thing. He had already climbed that mountain. He had already set the pace. When I got into the game, everybody knew I was Little Bill. So my reputation, I didn't have to do nothing but just be me. That's Little Bill. But whatever I did was okay. When I got caught, man, you know who that is? That's Little Bill. That's Bill's son. So I learned the hustle game, the illegal game. Everything me and my man engaged in was under the radar and illegal. So I had to learn how to move. So I got that. Started selling drugs. That's where I come from. To take me right into the direction for that. See how life sets you up. And I learned the hustle game early in life. The first game I played was the hustle game. Selling drugs and running with my dad. Okay, he's a number runner and a pimp. We ran drugs and numbers and women for about 5 years. I was a kid. So about 24, 25, I'm feeling myself, got knocked off. So we were doing fine until what? I got knocked off. Went to prison 3.5 years. So I got war stories. I know prison, but I don't glorify that damn thing. I'm trying to get around it. Why? Don't want you to go. My son didn't do no damn time in prison. My kids ain't going to prison. My kids is good kids, good grade. Again, I gave them the education. I gave my son parents. When you want to give your kids something, give them the best part of you. Don't give them all of you. Right? They don't need all of you. Just the best part. That's why when I see my son, I see me. I freaks out. Now I know why more man look at me when I was doing my thing. He just be so proud. Man, I got that with my son doing the right thing, not the wrong thing. That's the only difference. Let's go. And I can tell you about that. You want wrong? I got wrong up the wazoo. Okay, I wrote a book about that guy. I ain't got to write about me, write about him. You wouldn't believe it. Stuff that he did, I don't even come close. All right, and the bad side. He was a bad dude. All right. And I learned a lot of my life lessons. And then for the 10-year run, from the time I was, what, 18, 17, 18 to come home. And from that point on, I was in the drug game until I was 30 years old. But 5 of those years, 6 maybe, in the 3.5 of years, those years, I spent in prison. That's what determined me. I'm getting out. I'm not doing this, dog. I watched 3 years, cycle. Man, okay, you want some more? I can tell how pissed off I was every day in prison. I fought why? Because I'm just mad at myself for being in there. So I didn't do well the first year. I went to parole board. They said, "You've been here a year. You ain't doing it. See you next year." Next year. So I went to school, got a degree, got my culinary arts degree, got my college degree. I went hit the books and got busy. When I first got in there, I'm rolling with the clique. I got my boys, my homeboys. Yeah, we rolling, we doing our thing. Living life in prison, been there. But that's not to be glorified. So that's why I don't bring that to the table. Why? That's not something I want to glorify. All right, and I'll give you a few stories about my son used to come see me in prison. They would allow him to run across the gym and jump in my arms. That was love. So that's my prison stuff. I got good stuff about prison. I did, okay, I was in there, but I had to do what I had to do. All right. But I made my life decisions to get myself together, aka learn and become a better person. Acquire self-knowledge. Okay? And from that point on, I've been doing the right thing. And I learned in the classroom when I was in school, in prison, with class again. Why? To get better, to get my real understanding and learn what life is all about the real way. Experience the best teacher. And I was old fashioned. I'm going to experience it for myself. All right. But the lessons that I learned on the streets helped me out in my life lessons in class. Taught me how to be more focused and diligent to do what I need to do and show the teacher who's teaching that I'm receiving the information and I give it back 90+%. That means I'm paying attention. My comprehension skills, no problem with that. I'm not the average dude. No, I'm above average when it comes to that. I try to be. Why? Right thinkers are not average. That's why. Okay, we don't do nothing mediocre. I went to college and I got degrees in the classroom. I got knowledge and understanding where professors had a good college understanding, good career. So, but that wasn't, I'm not going to do that. When I done it, I said, no, I ain't doing this. But when I was doing it, I'm like, I ain't trying to do this. Be a college professor. No. All right. I'm teaching right now. What the hell? Okay, watch this. But when I went to Egypt to learn from my teachers, and I started with Dr. Ben Yakinen, that brother, that was my dude. Now, I love a hard-nosed, straightforward. I loved his tactic. I love his style. Then I had my dude, John Henry Clark. He was more the smooth. They was my odd couple. Dr. Clark, smooth, even going to Ben, he didn't give a damn. I love that guy. Okay. But he was a hell of a teacher. Hell of a teacher. Okay. If you want to learn something about Egypt, Google Dr. Ben and his understudy, Ashwa Kwesi. Okay. He's a Baba now. Okay. He's a grandmaster. He got over 40 years in. I'm 35 in. I got 5 more years. Okay. Moving on. But my mastery of self came from my Egyptian mystery system that I perfected over the years from studying and tweaking, studying, tweaking, studying, and tweak. Remember, it's ancient, it's old, so it's gonna need some upgrades. The upgrade was I took all the stories, mythological stories, and put them in, made my life the mythological story, real story, no myths. That's the difference in right thing philosophy. Like my philosophy is real, not something from the books, no, from my real life. That's the cook. That's my kick right there. And when I studied and mastered the qualities and created my own philosophy from 20 years, 30 years of studying, I put a lot of time in. And I figured I can teach this. Here I am. Thank you. But I mastered, before I became a teacher, I mastered my yacht philosophy. Samatawi, and she taught Netta. These are the philosophies of our ancient ancestors. They lived for thousands of years in harmony and peace amongst each other. We ain't came close to that. But I went there to get what they did to make that happen. That's the self-knowledge. That's what I got. Okay, that's what I teach. And I lived it first. I put this to test. Oh, I've tested my philosophy before I even started giving it to you. I know what I got is good. When I was a drug dealer, I got the best. I went like my man Mike Lucas. I went to the source. Okay, I met the people I needed to know. Put my bid in from that point on. It was autopilot. Moving on. Well, I got rid of it. I was the garbage man in the movie Ocean's 11 when they stole the money from the casinos. But my man Sammy Davis Jr. The whole thing was based on what they getting the stuff to the garbage man. Why? He can get through the police. They won't mess with him. So he had all the money in the garbage truck. He just laughing. He live. Well, a good plan worked out. Bottom line is the garbage man was the one who pulled it off. So that guy, y'all think that's becomes valuable at a certain point in time. All right, but and again, I mastered my WRIGHT philosophy in about after 20, 30 years of practicing it. I began for that. Sure, I can teach this. All right, so I learned and mastered my life lessons. That's why I teach only what I know. I don't teach my opinion. I don't give you my belief. I give you my knowledge. That's what the teachers do. The teachers teach what they know, not what they feel, think, or hope. That ain't got nothing to do with teaching. That's personal. Moving on. Right thing philosophy is my own creation from my lifestyle that I live and all the philosophy that I mastered. I just put them all together. I call it spiritual gumbo. I got a little bit of everything in my philosophy. Why? I don't miss nobody. I give everybody what they, if it's good, I'll take that. No, I'll take it. No, I'll take it. No, I'll take it. Why? If it works and if it's good, I'm going to do it. I'm going to use it. Okay, that's what I do. Only the good stuff. Another man, one man's junk, another man's treasure. Okay, but I took my life experiences, wrapped it all up in a nice bow, and I used it what to teach. What I call life lessons. That's what the life is about. Mine, my life, and the lessons that I learned. I'm gonna help you. Hopefully, it'll work for you. I got 2 successful kids, so I know I can teach. Okay, so no. I got proof. I got this. Yeah, I didn't. I got receipts. My kids is doing well. Okay, my grandkids is doing good. I don't even. How about this? My kids don't put me in that. Okay, cool. I keep them out. That was their choice. They don't want the hoorah, whatever they're gonna get. Nah, Dad, do you? Okay, so I keep them where they are. Both of them doing fine. I'm proud again of them. But I help them to be who they are. That's what parenting's their job is to help your child be successful in life. Hence, life lessons. My teaching style, okay, is uniquely mine. Why? I take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, put it together where it makes it work. Okay, let's say take a piece from the east, piece from the west, and put it where it feels good, and then you do the rest. It's on you now. Now that you know right from wrong, your decision in life. That's how you live this damn thing by making good decisions based on what's best for you. Damn what somebody else do or don't do. At Judgment Day, it's just gonna be you. At birth, it was just you. Get used to just you. And the other guy, he with you too. Trust me. All right, but what's this? Now, my teacher style unique. Everybody, you think no. I took a little bit of everybody's style and technique and moved it into mine. Now it's mine. I even use my dad, my first teacher, as my life examples, be they good or bad. Again, you got to take the bad with the good. Everybody want the good. No, you got some bad coming. Good and bad. You're going to get them both. How you going to deal with them is the question. Okay? And again, I raised my son, okay, off of my philosophy. None of this. He got no right. He said, Dad, that right thing is cool. But no, I got the original. I'm good with that. Don't even mess with him. I told him one day I did a show for him on his birthday. I gave him a little shout out. He said, Dad, where you at? My children don't follow me. Okay, that's a perfect example. Well, how do I get what's the link? YouTube, dude. He does a show. My son does a show called Food for Thought. Where he get that from? Now he about to do another one. I said he got not another damn podcast. That's my son. stuff that he do. I understand because I know I set the tone for how he thinks. That's my man. But again, as a teacher, as a parent, all you want to do is put out good students, give them what they need, and they take it, use it, and they go about their business. That makes you feel good about the job that you do. That's all it's about for me. And my goal as a teacher, okay, to teach all right thinkers a style that I created from what? Being a good student, learning my life lessons, and manifesting for myself. Now I can give you a breakdown and understanding of what you can do for yourself. Hence, right thinking philosophy. Let me wrap it up for you. I got to go. Yeah, okay, we good. I know my son learned his life lessons well. Why? He's proven it. He got 3 sons, and all of them academically and sports active. All of them different fields. Two's a basketball, and one's a he just all around track man, AA, whatever it do. But he got all kind of medals. But that's the grandparents' dream to see your kids grow and flourish. When I come around, they just light up because they want to show pop pop. Yeah, I love that. I love that. Okay, but I grew up making my parents happy, grandparents too. So I'm a grandparent. My grandkids is making me happy, making me proud. Moving on. That's how you live. Okay, and I created in my son what I call a little me. My son, and I'm proud of the man the creation I did of him. Why? Because he reminds me so much of what the best parts of me. I didn't give him other stuff. No, just the good stuff. Other stuff he bring on his own. That's him. That's his character. Again, your ego gonna step up. But I gave him the things that he need to help his ego stay under control. My teacher skills is second to none as far as I'm concerned. Why? Because I taught a lot of people at every level that I've ever taught at, from drug dealing to loading trucks to living life. How about that? I've been teaching at every level. Masonic, I got that loudest too. I tell you, I teach Masonic just in case. I got everything I need to do what I need to do. These are my tools. Books are my tools, my instruments of my craft, which is teaching. Wrap it up for you again. Appreciate you tuning in. I got this one. Now, life be it. My teaching skills are second to none. I taught at every level of my life. Be it was what? Wrong or right. I taught a bunch of people how to sell drugs. That wasn't right. But guess what? They all prospered and they never went to jail. Okay? And got locked up or stuck up. And we all made money. My neighborhood was known for money. Young kids with money. You better not mess with it. Wow. It was mine. Right? And I can teach it to either one, anybody. Yes, I was an A student after taking that ass whoop and turned my life around. Yeah, again, I can remember that like it was yesterday. And my man sat there and cried like a baby after he beat the brakes off me. I didn't understand it. I was so mad with that guy. I was pissed with him. Okay. And when I had to do it to my son, I had to check myself and say, yo, my man, we can't do this. Well, this ain't gonna work for neither one of us. I don't like hurting you. I know you don't like getting hurt, so how about we make a deal where you do the right thing and we ain't gonna have this problem. We didn't have that problem no more to this day. All right. And yeah, I was an A student, but now I'm hopefully a master teacher, making what? More A students who can continue the lessons in life. That's how it's done. I'm trying to start a tradition, leave a legacy of what? Living right, doing right. Like, oh man, I got to go right there because appreciate you tuning in. Time for the gym. But in closing, as usual, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I never know that my right thinkers who maybe was good students, y'all made good teachers, passed away. Trust me.